Now to COVID-19, 1 year later. Heartache, heroes, hope. All this week we're going to be looking back at the last year and the people who've truly made a difference.
Since March 1st, when we learned of the first COVID case here in Rhode Island, thousands of local families have lost loved ones.
We've all learned how to adapt to this new way of living during a pandemic, and there really are so many heroes among us.
And now, finally, a light at the end of this dark tunnel as people roll up their sleeves to get vaccinated. 12 News reporter Kate Walsh joins us now with how it all began and now some hope on the horizon.
2020, a year marked by heartache, loneliness, helplessness, but also signs of kindness when we least expected it, and now glimmers of hope.
December 2019, our world changed. The first case of the virus was detected in what would soon be known as the origin of a pandemic, Wuhan, China.
If the virus turns out to be readily transmissible from human to human, then we'll have a much larger problem.
With the start of 2020 came the first case in the U.S. in Washington state. By the end of January, coronavirus was declared a public health emergency. Still, locally, it seemed like a distant issue. February 1st, Massachusetts had its first case. March 1st,
we discovered what we believe is the first case of coronavirus here in the state of Rhode Island.
A staff member at St. Ray's Academy contracted it in Italy, where the virus was quickly spreading. By March 17th, visitors were banned from nursing homes in Rhode Island. Restaurants shifted to takeout only. Schools in Massachusetts closed for what was supposed to be just 3 weeks. And on March 20th, Rhode Island shut down in-person learning for 2 weeks after moving up spring break the week before. Weddings were canceled. Toilet paper and hand sanitizer in short supply and high demand. Then, on March 27th, state police began stopping drivers coming in from New York.
Knock it off.
You remember Governor Raimondo coining this phrase in her then daily COVID briefings as Rhode Island reported its first 2 deaths from the virus on the 28th of March. Masks were required for most workers to wear in Rhode Island starting April 16th. Despite President Trump's goal of reopening the country by Easter,
what a great timeline that would be.
This was the reality in Rhode Island. By the end of April, Rhode Island was reaching its peak in cases. Walk-up and drive-through testing sites became more readily available. Across the country, cases were spreading in processing plants, causing a temporary meat shortage. Then, a bit of hope in the form of nicer weather. By mid-May, state parks reopened, as did restaurants with restrictions. McCoy Stadium turned into an outdoor dining experience.
We have gone above and beyond to make our kids safe.
Fall semester meant some type of in-person learning for most school districts, as Rhode Island led the nation at the time in testing per capita. Then Halloween. Indoor gatherings proved to be spreaders. In anticipation of a Thanksgiving surge, Rhode Island entered into what was supposed to be a 2-week pause on November 30th. It turned into 3 weeks. As December arrived, so did patients at the state's 2 field hospitals. December 14th meant some hope. The state's first vaccines, kicking off an effort to vaccinate thousands in healthcare and nursing homes by year's end.
Our special coverage continues on WPRI.com, where we have an interactive timeline of the key events from the year 2020 and how we got to where we are today. I'm Kate Walsh, 12 News.
What a year, right? New at 5 tonight, we continue our special coverage. The changes one local nurse says she is seeing in her hospital she credits to vaccines. Again, that's tonight at 5 o'clock.